What's up, guys? It is John Muscarello from Side Hustle Experiment. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I know a lot of you are. I am a full-time e-commerce seller. I sell books and media on Amazon and eBay, and I'm also getting into online arbitrage. And in today's video, I am going to answer an Instagram question. Before we get into that, this channel mainly focuses on how to make money on Amazon and eBay. So if that's something you're into, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be great. That's exactly what we talk about here. I try to help you guys make as much money as possible. So I get DMs all the time. If you ever have questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's probably the best place to get a hold of me. And I get this question all the time. And I figure if someone asks it every once in a while, it'd be worth making a video about it because other people probably just aren't asking the question. So the question is, hey man, I've been watching a ton of your YouTube videos and just finished watching the tour of your warehouse. I gotta say, I'm obsessed with the whole process. I've been selling on Amazon for just over 6 months, and just 3 weeks ago, I switched to 100% books. If you don't mind me asking, what software platforms do you use, etc.? Thanks again for the content and free knowledge in your vids. You're very welcome. And I kind of have like a little whiteboard here. My handwriting is terrible. To just kind of guide me through what I would recommend. And I also have pricing on there for you guys. And yeah, so I'm going to go in order of what I think is most important on your journey. If you want to get all of this stuff, like go right ahead. But I would say 1, 2, and 3 are probably the most important that you'd want to get right away. I'd maybe even argue 4. And then I'll kind of go over the last 2 and then some bonus stuff, how to make a little extra money outside of Amazon. So number 1, I would get a Bluetooth scanner. So a Bluetooth scanner is something that you could basically connect to the back of your phone. I have like Velcro here. And basically, I don't have one with me, but it looks something like this. You basically attach it to your phone, and then you would scan the books, and it would connect to an app that I use. I'm pull it up right now, called ScoutIQ. So the Bluetooth scanner is going to allow you to go much faster when you're at thrift stores, library sales, anything like that. It's just super, super easy. Much easier than like almost holding, like usually what you'd have to do is you'd take the book, you kind of line it up in the Amazon seller app, try to scan the barcode. That was a terrible job there, but basically try to scan the barcode. With the Bluetooth scanner, you could just like go boop and it pops right into your phone. So that's number 1. Number 2 would be ScoutIQ, which is the app I just showed you. So you could connect your Bluetooth scanner to ScoutIQ. And basically what ScoutIQ does, you could get a database and you download it. And when you go to the thrift store, you could scan the books and it will go, you would set triggers. ScoutIQ has a great set of default triggers. A little background about ScoutIQ. It was created by Caleb Roth, and he is at the Book Flipper on Instagram. He makes a ton of great software. He is a bookseller. I've actually scouted with him in the field, and he is constantly tweaking the app, so it gets better and better all the time. But yeah, you could just use the default triggers. You'll scan a book. You could put in your book cost. So let's say you're paying $1 per book. And then when you scan the book, it will either say, hey, it will turn green, and that means you could make money on that book. If you sold it on Amazon, it will say, hey, if you paid $1 for this book, you could make, $2 or $3 on this book. Or if you scan the book, it will just come up red, and that means it's not a profitable book. And if you're using the database mode, there's a live and a database mode. The database mode, you do not need any service or Wi-Fi. You basically will just download a database before you go thrifting or wherever you're going. And then it gives you the most up-to-date data. That software costs $44 a month. But by far one of the best softwares. It makes you get so much quicker. It's making decisions for you. When people are using the Amazon seller app, you got to scan it. You got to wait till it kicks back. It's just a mess. Get Scout IQ. You'll flip 10 books and that will cover the cost for the month. It's super, super, it's amazing. I highly recommend it. Number three would be AccelerList. So AccelerList is a listing software. And it basically, once you find all your books, you got to get them onto Amazon and get them listed. You could do this through Seller Central, but it's a nightmare. I actually see a lot of videos of people doing it through Seller Central. I do not know why they're doing that. It takes probably 3 to 4 times longer. AccelerList, basically, once you have all your books like graded or whatever, you're gonna just take, get a little scanner, and you could even use your Bluetooth scanner connected to your computer. You scan the book in. AccelerList pops up the book. You'll make sure the cover matches, and then it will say, hey, if you sell it if you could enter your buy cost, and then if you're like, hey, it will say you're going to make like $2-3 on this book. If your buy cost was $1, like, okay, this is great. You would hit enter. It will print out a label for you. If you have a Dymo printer, if you don't, you could do like 30 up labels. And you just keep doing that. And then once you have a box full of books, you could either close out the shipment or you could just keep listing and then do box contents later. But after you're done with whatever you decide to enter, they basically upload everything to Amazon for you. You type in the quantities and everything, and then you'll weigh your box. You'll go into Amazon and then type in the weight of the box and then print your shipping labels. So much easier than doing it through Seller Central. That is $34 per month. Super, super simple, guys. Like, it will save you so much time. Like, if you say, oh, I could do it through Seller Central, yeah, you could, but you should be spending your time finding more books, not wasting time trying to go slow in Seller Central and then print. Like, forget it, guys. Just invest in your business. It's very important. For ScoutIQ and AccelerList, there are free links for trials in the bio. Just click below, look for that. I think you get either 10 or 14 days. Totally worth it. Especially the listing and ScoutIQ. I mean, for what are we talking? $78. You could easily find that in a day. Thrifting. So I'm telling you right now, guys, just do it and thank me later. Number 4 would be Keepa. Keepa is an extension, Google Chrome extension. You could also get it on your phone. And basically, Keepa shows you charts of how a book has sold. So basically, if every time a book sells, it has like all these lines on it. And every time a green line goes down, that means it's sold. So when you're looking at longer tail books or even textbooks, you could see how long, you could see like the whole product history of sales. So some books they've been tracking for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Some it's only a year because it's new, but it will show you, like, so for textbooks, obviously they sell more during school season. So January is a textbook season. May, you'll get one. September. So you'll see those books sell a lot more during that time. And so right now, like, the book might be ranked 1 million, but during the textbook season, that book could easily go to 200,000 to 300,000. So definitely a great tool to have. If that is $18 a month, not necessary. I mean, definitely ScoutIQ will do pretty much all the legwork for you. Keep It is just good to have. ScoutIQ also has something, I think it's called ChartIQ, which is very similar to Keepa. It does not have as much data as Keepa, but if you're just starting out, it's going to be perfect for you. Number 5 would be the tracking spreadsheet. This is spreadsheet Caleb Roth made. It basically tracks all your Amazon sales and data, everything you list, everything, refund, it tracks everything. Really, really great tool. It's super important to have a grip on your numbers, how much you're making, how much you're spending, and this tracks all of that for you. Acceleralist does do a little bit of the accounting for you, but doesn't really compare to the tracking spreadsheet. It basically tracks your rates, how fast you're selling books. Just a really, really great spreadsheet. He put a lot of time into it. The spreadsheet's $170, but it's only a one-time fee, and you could use it forever. And anytime something changes in Amazon, they're very quick to update the spreadsheet and get it back to you so you could keep going. Number 6 is going to be a repricer. Repricing, especially now, is kind of crucial. You want to be competitive. The price on Amazon do change, obviously, on a daily basis. You don't want to be rushing to the bottom, like just matching prices. But a repricer is definitely going to help you stay competitive. So what I've used 2 different repricers. I use Reprice It, which is probably for books might be the best. I think you could set it up times where you just reprice, so it's not like automatic. So I think you could set it up in intervals of 15 minutes, or you could tell it certain times to reprice. That is also a downside that's not in real time. But for books, you might not want it during real time because there are some really bigger sellers out there that really just want to move inventory. So you don't want to necessarily be competing with them every second because then the price would basically tank. So that's number 1. That's $16.95 a month. Just type into YouTube, Reprice It, setup. There are some really great videos out there. The second one I use is called New Price. New Price is a really great software. Basically, you download it and you use it on your desktop. And it will load all your inventory. It will load the current prices, merchant fulfilled, the current prices, FBA, what your price is, how much you're going to make on a book, which is important because when you're repricing, you want to make sure if you drop the price that it's still profitable for you to do. In some cases, it's better to take a 10, maybe $1 loss or whatever, just to get it out of your inventory, especially at restock limits going on. I did do a video on New Price. I'll include that in the link down below, so you guys can check that out. So those are the top 6 I would recommend. If you're doing like free pickups and maybe some bulk, you're starting to get into that, I would definitely suggest to get involved with buyback companies. Sell Back Your Book is a great buyback company. It integrates with ScoutIQ. Super easy to use. Basically, it will pop up in your ScoutIQ how much they're paying for it. A lot of the times they're paying anywhere from like 18 cents to, I don't know, some textbooks they'll pay more for, but I would say you average around that, about 18 cents, which is better than nothing if you're just getting rid of the book. I'm also using a company called Ziffit, Ziffit. This is a newer company I'm using. You would need to use their app, so you'd have to like rescan the books. If you're just getting started out, that might not be worth it for you. The software I'm currently using is a version of ScoutIQ for bulk, and Ziffit is actually tied into that. So I'm only scanning once. But yeah, guys, those are the 6 things I'd recommend. Let's wrap it up real quick. Bluetooth scanner, ScoutIQ, Acceleralist. Those are the 3 things that I would highly, highly suggest. It will save you a ton of time, make you so much more money. Number 4 would be Keepa. 5, tracking spreadsheet. 6, repricer, New Price, and Reprice It. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What are you guys using? Did I miss anything? Are there any cool tools or tricks that I miss when it comes to getting started. I always love to hear about new softwares you guys are using. If you found value in this and can like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video.